Okay, this is my yellow squash plant. It has an extra foot of soil up the stem. It was put there about 4 weeks ago, the beginning of August, to add more root system. And you can see the size of this yellow squash plant, which I think is one of the largest ones I've ever seen. And the stake that's there is where the soil level was before the newer soil 3-4 weeks ago was added to add more root system. But it's still producing. There's a lot of still squash coming out on the sides. On the top there was 3 squash picked in the last couple days, and there was a powdery mildew issue, which I took care of. Did 3 applications of milk and water and honey in there. The honey's antifungal, helps out too. A couple of the other ones that aren't as big. Just this one is a very large yellow squash plant, and that vine is pretty fat when it goes down to the ground there. But I do think this may be one of the world's largest, tallest yellow squash plants, and it wasn't my intention to grow a very tall plant. It just is occurring. I just keep adding more bamboo, more strings to hold it up. And you can see the leaves. There is some powdery mildew, still residue, but most of it's dead. I don't see any more spores. And the squash plant, zucchini plant's the same thing. They're looking much healthier. They were completely covered in powdery mildew just 4 days ago, and did 3 applications, and it took care of almost all the powdery mildew that was on the plants. There's still some on the stems down in the bottom, and these actually had borer problems too. I went in there and killed the borers and added the soil, and man, the plants regrew all the roots, and lots of squash and zucchini this time of year, which I normally don't get. There are a couple squash bugs, which a little bit of olive oil and a couple drops of soap take care of that for 4 ounces of water. But that's what I think is one of the largest yellow squash, single vine squash plants maybe ever grown. I'm not sure. Alright, well, thank you for watching.